Let's talk to Michael in Florida. Michael, you're live with Eric and B. How are you doing?
Hey, guys, how are you doing?
Oh, I was better an hour ago, but I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I don't blame you guys about the last call. I mean, I just want to say before I get onto my topic that I completely relate to that. Actually, it does have to do with the issue I was raising because this is my second time calling in, but I was the same guy who called in and talked about my experience of leaving a cult. And when I got ostracized or kicked out of the group one time, the reasons that they gave for it was they basically said the same thing, like, oh, we're doing this out of love, or we're doing this because we want you to repent or come back, or whatever sloppy reason that they gave. And yeah, that is very abusive, and I'm very sorry you guys had to put up with that. But yeah, I just want to say I completely relate to that. But the purpose of my call was, which relates to that, is right now I'm in a situation where I'm still living my life after leaving a cult, and it's improving dramatically.
Good.
I get more freedom. Yes, I get to do what I want in my life. I get to celebrate holidays with my family. I get to celebrate my own birthday. I get to spend more time thinking about my career and relationships, and it's wonderful. I'm graduating college in a month. I'm going to work in internet.
Congrats.
Thank you. A lot of things that I get to do, and if I'd been stuck in that environment, I don't even know if I could even make it to this point, and I just love my life.
Oh, that's so good to hear.
Yeah, thank you. And the reason why I'm calling is because I'm not the only person who's left the group that I was involved with. There are about 14 other people who have also left or been kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happened since then is that a lot of us still keep in touch with each other. We talk very often. We have our own group chat, actually. But the issue, the catch, is that everybody else, as far as I know, who's left this group, is still a Christian, except for me. And the dilemma that I'm at right now is that some of the other ex-members get together for a Bible study once a week, and I don't make it to everyone, even though I do show up sometimes. And the reason why sometimes I do still hang out with them is because they're the only people who can fully understand what I went through, because they were all involved in the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, though, is that some of them also know that I don't believe in God, and it actually came up yesterday where I talked to some of the other people for a couple of hours about it, and it went well. Just the problem, though, is that, like, I was afraid of how they would react if they would do the same thing that happened to me in the group that we were all involved with,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which is basically being shunned by the group. And so what I'm thinking is that, like, I really love these people, and I enjoy their company. Like, I enjoy having them in my life. I don't think they're bad people. Just the problem, though, is that if I'm there hanging out with them in a religious context, sometimes I feel kind of left out.
Yeah.
Like, I can't relate to them as well. But I still have that strong connection with them because we all came out of a terrible cult. And that's a very meaningful connection to have with. It's like going to war with somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so at this point, like, I really love and value these people, but I can't relate to them as well. So what I'm thinking is, like, how in the world do I play my cards right?
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I relate so hard to that. My entire family is still very Christian. My extended family, some of whom I used to be very, very close with, are Christian still. I am, as far as I know, the only non-Christian person in my entire extended family that I talk to, which is over 50 people. And
Wow.
it's hard because, like you said, you have this connection with them, right? They are important to you, and you are you want to stay in touch and you want to build those bonds. But yeah, as soon as I jumped off that train and they kept going, I lost a lot of my ability to relate to them. Some people in my life right now only speak to me in Christianese, right? And I'm like, I used to remember how to speak this language. There are weird things that, prepositional phrases go here, and you're using nouns like verbs, and I used to be able to do this myself, and I can't anymore. And it's hard to have that disconnect. I think one of the things that you can do, and it's easier, I guess, when it's related family because they can't get away from you as easy. But maybe instead of just a Bible study, you guys could find something else to do on a given night, another night. Whether that's going out to do trivia or play or go bowling or play mini golf or something that just simply doesn't have to do with that. And find other things to bond over. Some of my family members will get mad with me if we go down that particular path. But if we talk about the books we're reading, because we like the same genres, or if we talk about old movies, or we talk about, how school's going, then we can really bond and we can really find those places where we have common interests and similar ground. So that would be my suggestion is just move these conversations to a neutral place and kind of stay in that neutral zone for as long as you need to build those relationships to the point where you can talk about harder things.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I'll keep that in mind, albeit when the coronavirus dies down.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, don't go bowling right now.
Yeah, that'd be a bad idea.
Of course. That I'll see about doing that because, I want to be able to relate to them as people, not
right.
do their beliefs because their beliefs change over time. I want to have a relationship with them as people because that's who we all are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's extremely powerful, and you're doing a lot of the work, it sounds like, in these relationships, going to their events, finding ways to talk to them. And while I understand that it is very valuable to be around other people who have had a shared trauma and a shared experience that you can relate to, and I'm certainly not diminishing that in any way, I would also encourage you to go find people who will make the same amount of effort to get to know the real you. Because a thing that tends to happen across the board, not just with religious trauma, but in general, is you feel like you find someone who understands you and you have to fucking hold on to that person because they're the only one out there who will get you. And it's that's kind of an echo of that past indoctrination, that past trauma of I am unlovable, I am different, I am broken, I can't interact with people well, I have limited options. And none of those things are true. So I would also encourage you, as you are pursuing relationships with these people, because it sounds like you guys have something very special, to also make sure that as you're thinking about going out into the world and finding other people to be with who will give you the same support that you want to give others, that you're paying attention to that internal script a little bit, that internal monologue, and making sure that you aren't taking any holdovers from a past you don't need anymore.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Another thing too, I just thought about this.
Actually, we're running a little short on time. Can I jump in, or you want to?
Yeah, go for it.
No, I
go
didn't.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Sorry to be that guy, but I do want you to call back because I want to continue this conversation. I got a note saying that if we're going to take our last caller, we need to hop over ASAP, or we're not going to get to.
Yeah, but one thing that
I don't
could
want to take time from you.
But Michael, one thing that I think would be very useful for you as well is to make sure that you're making use of the other forums and communities that are attached to this show. So getting onto the Discord, getting onto the Reddit. There are some really, really good people there who have similar experiences and who are also skeptics or atheists. So that might also be something that you should look into.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much then.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
calling.
Take care. Okay. I didn't feel like I had anything to add to that. Yeah. Wow. Geez, every once in a while.
Just every once in a while. It's fine.
Before we take